Hello, good morning po sa lahat. Welcome sa ating morning briefing. So to start, I'd like to share my screen with you, USDJPY, kasi ito po yung nandito, no? So kung papansin ninyo ang USDJPY, it is about to make a breakout from its daily formation na lalakihan ko lang, ano? So this is a ang tawag dito, cup and handle formation. So ito pong cup and handle formation, pag nagbe-break po siya, ang ano po niyan, ang behavior po niyan, kung gaano po kalalim yung pinanggalingan niya, yun din yung malamang na pupuntahan niya. So pag nag-break po yan diyan, ito po yung pupuntahan niya. Ito po yung nilagay natin dito. Yan. I'll just erase this. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na you have to look for confluences of things, ano? Kung nakikita mo na ito lang, kung ito yung unang nakita mo and then nakita mo rin dito and you know for a fact that when price form a gap, ang ginagawa niya, binabalikan niya yung gap. And an area of value in this formation is also from this point up to this point. It's this price before the gap and this price before the gap. So yun po yung area of value nitong gap formation na to. Yun po yung pwedeng balikan ng presyo. And true enough, yung bumalik yung presyo dito, umakyat nga din po siya. Ano po? And makikita mo, may reversal signal ka dito. So you have a spinning top here which can be your which can be interpreted as your either a morning star or hindi ko na alam kung anong tawag dito. Basta reversal formation po ito. Kasi if you combine these three, here it becomes one long belt line. Ano po? So ito, we are expecting the Japanese yen to still go up. So pagka nag-break, since ang expectation natin sa Japanese yen ay paakyat, we will look in our smaller time frame kung saan pwede tayong makapag-buy. So if you look at your hourly, inano ko na lang, shortcut ko na kasi usually we look at the 4 hours and then we look at the hourly. So dito, kung hindi na rin, since shortcut na natin, ang buying area po natin dito should be around wala na, ilang oras na nakalipas, 1, 2. Kasi nung ginagawa pa lang ito, we'll just look at our smaller time frame. Sa smaller time frame po natin, kung may makikita kayong the area of value na sinasabi ko sa inyo dito, it could be coming from your moving averages, it could be coming from your support and resistance level, it could be coming from your Fibonacci retracement or your pivot points, or it could come from your emotional points in the chart. So since ano na rin siya, layo na rin siya, we will just have to wait. So ang aantayin po nating presyo dito, kung titingnan natin, we will wait for a pullback at 105.29 or 105.27 kanina to eh. So ang recommendation po natin ngayon is wait for a pullback at 105.27 and lalagay ko lang dito, no? Cup and handle for yan. So either we wait for a breakout or we wait for a pullback. Pullback saan? Pullback sa EMA 26 ng hourly natin. Either we wait, yun po ang gagawin natin. So sa Japanese yen. either we are going to wait for the pullback or break sa 105.57. Yun po. So, ang cut loss natin dito ay kung titingnan natin, it's kasi ang ATR mo sa hourly mo is 8 pips. So, 8 times 2 is 16, kaya ang cut loss mo is 105.11. Sa Euro USD naman, kahapon pa medyo yung pag-akyat ng mga currencies across the board against the US dollars, they are now beginning to slow down. So it might herald a new intermediate trend on the downtrend, no? So yun lang po, medyo konting ingat kasi yun na nga ang mga bar na ginagalaw ng mga chart ngayon is paliit ng paliit yung range nila sa kanilang daily, so humihigpit yung range nila. Pagka humihigpit yung range na ganyan, ibig sabihin nagko-consolidate ang market. It might be gearing to move on the opposite direction, or it might be gearing to move on the same direction. Ibig sabihin, ang sure po dyan is after ng consolidation nito, there is going to be a big move. But as to where, we do not know it yet. But we are, by the looks of it, we are expecting itong Euro USD to make a correction because kung titingnan mo to, if you're going to apply other principles ng technical analysis, you already have 1, 2, and this is the third. Let's try to check. Kung halimbawa lang po na i-check natin ito. So this is the first wave. This is the second wave, and this is the third wave. Yan. So meron kang first, second, and third. Ang sabi natin sa corrective fan, pagka na-break ng third time, it invalidates the underlying trend. So yan, pagka nag-break na siya ng third time, nakikita mo dito, and since nakikita mo rin dito may negative divergence ka, kahit umaakyat yung presyo, it could possibly go downwards. It could possibly be preparing itself for an intermediate move of from 1.21 to as low as dito. I think that's that's too low. Dito po siguro muna 1.12 or 1 point something. Yan, ito po yung pwede niyang puntahan. So for today, ang ine-expect pa rin natin kasi wala pa rin namang evidence na nagpapakita siya ng downtrend, we are still expecting na paakyat pa rin yung daily. Bakit po sinabing wala pa rin? Kasi wala pang nagbe-break na market structure mo. As a matter of fact, kabe-break lang ng inverted head and shoulder mo ng paakyat. This is the inverted head and shoulder. Paakyat siya. So after the breakout, nag-correct. Unfortunately, nag-correct siya. It didn't make a decisive move on the uptrend. Kaya po, if you were trading kahapon, at this point in time, makakapag-isip ka ng, alam mo yun, magdadalawang isip ka, lalong-lalo na ngayon. Kasi nung nag-approach ulit siya dito, nakita mo na hindi yung kanyang, nung nag-correct ulit siya, it made a second attempt to this price level, to this trend line. So that is not a good sign. Kasi we are only expecting usually once na correction, tapos akyat na siya. But if it makes another attempt, then it might probably be trying really to break this trend line. So when it made the second attempt, yan, kung baga, it will be enough for you to reconsider yung position mo sa market. Ngayon naman, ang tinitingnan natin ngayon, ang tinitingnan natin dito ngayon is this one, ano? So may nagbago na. So nag-break na siya. You have to be dynamic din kasi sa pagtingin-tingin ng price pattern formations mo. So if this is right triangle, ito po yung pwede niyang puntahan pagka nag-breakout po siya. Ang lapit lang, no? So ang ano mo dito is ang technique mo rito is you buy sa lows ng or any approach towards the hypotenuse of the triangle. So pagka nag-approach po siya dito, yan po yung ating buying signal or buying opportunity because yan yung ating support, ano po. So we may expect it to hit as high as ito. Hindi muna tayo mag-expect ng masyadong mataas because ano lang po siya, maliit lang po, hourly lang po naman yung pinag-uusapan natin dyan, no? So dito siya pwedeng pumunta 1.2155 if you buy at this area. If you buy along 1.27, 1.29, 1.27 area, yun po yung ano mo, yun po yung pwede nating asahan na igagalaw ng presyo. Kasi nga po lumiliit yung range nila araw-araw. 1.2155, 1.2129, 1.2117. Ito yung isang basa rin naman, no? Yung isang basa dito is this one. Nasaan na nga ba yun? So, yung previous low niya, ito rin. So, 1.2127 pa rin. Ang basa natin, ang buying niya is 1.2127. I think nagkamali lang ako ng pagta-type dyan. So 1.2127, ang target niya is 2190, but before it reaches 2190, it has to target yung 1.2155 first dun sa triangle formation. Ayan po. And then ang cut loss mo is 15 pips because ang ATR mo is 15 ngayon, so you multiply it by 2, kaya ka nag-subtract ng 30 pips dito sa entry point mo. So kung wala na pong katanungan, we can now move on sa ating GBP-USD. Ang GBP-USD naman, if you look at it on a daily scale, ay paakyat pa rin siya, no? So kung paakyat pa rin po siya, but we are not that hopeful na magbe-break siya dito sa trend line na ito. Because itong trend line na ito has been intact for how many days? For so long now. Ito po, from this point up to this point, this is an uptrend channel. So it might probably be only hitting up to 1.40, 42, or 40.50 at most. So yun po yung kanyang tinatarget po ngayon. Up pa rin siya, wala pa rin nagbe-break na market structure mo. So if you look at your hourly, all you have to do is look for an opportunity to buy. Look for an area of value that can tell you that that will guide you that it's a buy. So ngayon, since malayo-layo na rin siya, we will wait for it to correct to the hourly EMA 26. Kaya po ang presyo dyan, ang sinasabi niya ay 1.3897 buy on correction to hourly EMA 26. This is the most important concept. This is the more important concept. Hindi po itong nominal price ang mas importante dito, but ito po ang mas importante. Kasi itong EMA 26 it will change from hour to hour. So ito, ibig sabihin nagbabago ito. Kaya lang po tayo naglalagay ng presyo dito para maging benchmark ninyo. But the more important thing to take into consideration is this one. So if it says buy on correction to hourly EMA, pagdating mamayang alas 2 o alas 3 ng hapon, pagka umabot po yan dito sa EMA mo at nagbago ng reading ng EMA mo, pero ang nakalagay pa rin dito ay 1.3897, syempre babaguhin mo na rin yon because what matters here is this one. It's not this one. Ayun, so ang buying natin ay nakalagay sa 38.97. Ang take profit natin is 40.50. Saan po galing ang 40.50? Ang 40.50 po ay galing doon sa uptrend channel ng daily natin, ano? So ito, if you are, ayan, kung susukatin mo yan, this is around 40.50. Nilagay na lang natin sa 40.50 because it is a psychological level. Although ang reading lang niya is 40.40, it's just 10 points away from 40.50. So it might probably, the spillover might go all the way up to 40.50. So kung wala na pong tanong sa British Pound, we can now move on sa ating AUD-USD. Ang AUD-USD naman ay up pa rin. So it has already broken from the flag formation. So yung target niya sa daily niya is malayo-layo pa rin. So titingnan lang natin sa hourly kung saan tayo pwedeng makisawsaw. Ano po? So yung hourly po niya, since nag-break na po siya, nag-break siya sa ang ano mo lang dito, kung baga ang buying point mo kasi dito is this one. So kung nakalayo-layo na po siya 70.77 point ano to 96. So kung ayaw mo nang mag-risk ng ano, then you will have to wait for the correction of the Australian dollar dito ulit. Pagka nag-correct po siya dito again, that's the time na magbabay po tayo. So wait for a correction to 77.97. 77.97 ba yan? Either 77.97 or ito pong 26-day moving average mamayang hapon, most likely nasa taas na rin po yan. Ano? So, ang correction po natin ngayon is wait for 0.7797. Ang target mo dito ay yung ang target po natin dito ay ito po. The farthest distance from the trend line. So dito nag-break. Yan, ang target po niya ay ito pong 78.12, no? Ay, ang lapit. It cannot be. Sometimes what I do is pagka wala kang makuhang target diyan, ang pinaka-logical na pwede mong gawin is you go to your daily chart. So kung pupunta ka ng daily chart mo and if you already predicted that it is going up at this for the day, you just look at your hour low price for the day. The low price for the day is 77.83 and the ATR of your previous day's movement is said to be, tingnan lang natin. ATR niya is ang ATR niya is 64 pips. So kung mag-a-add ka ng 64 sa 6, sabi mo ng 70, kung mag-a-add ka ng 70 pips sa low nito today, 70, it's around 78.50, ano po? So yun po yung pwede niyang target for today. It might go as high as 0.7850. Ang cut loss mo naman dyan ay yung hourly ATR mo ay 8.5. So 8.5 times 9 times 2 is 8, 16, 17 pips. Ano po? So you're buying less 0.0017. Yan. Yan po yung cut loss mo. So kung wala na pong tanong dyan, dito naman po tayo ngayon sa gold. So ang gold po ay mukhang pababa siya. Mukhang consistent naman ang pagbaba niya kasi kung titingnan mo yung daily niya, nag-umpisa siyang bumaba noong January 6. So tuloy-tuloy na po yan hanggang ngayon. So yung pagbaba niya ay any approach nearing this 1840 area is a sell, or 1840 to 1850 area is a selling area for gold. Pero kung ngayon, kung titingnan mo siya, yung hourly niya, if you try to look at it, it should have been selling, it's a sell dito sa area na to, or at least in the previous high. Ano po? So itong since it is consolidating, since this one is consolidating, you may treat this as a, ito kasi, wait, horizontal high low. Yan. So ito po ay, kung titingnan nyo po yan, this can be possibly a rectangle formation. So yung rectangle niya, it's consolidation after a drop. Ito po yung ano niya. Oh. So yan, horizontal, you can consider this as your rectangle formation. May mga ano lang siya, may mga sobra-sobra siya na pakonti-konti, pero as long as it does not exceed 4 bars dito sa below the price or above the resistance, it is still, pag binalikan niya kaagad, it is still considered as a false break. So false break pa rin po yan. So dito nag-false break siya. So considered as rectangle formation pa rin siya. So kung titingnan mo siya dito, ang mga selling areas mo is 1827 and ang buying area mo is 1815. So yan po yung posibleng pagkukonsolidatean ng gold, at least for the day ngayong araw. So it might consolidate within the range of 1827 up to 1815 area. So since mas malapit siya sa 1827, we put a sell near the 1827 area. 1827.05. Ayan, 1827, ang target mo is 1815.84. Tapos, ang cut loss mo is $7. Kaya po yan, selling yan, kaya po yan naging 1834. So kung wala na pong katanungan dyan, I would like to focus your attention sa ating Forex news ngayong araw. So what are the things that we can expect from our from our indicator side, mga economic indicators po natin. So these are the things that you can expect for today. Let's see kung ano po ang nasa calendar po natin. So may data po ang EU zone mamayang hapon ng mamayang minus 12 is 6 o'clock ng gabi. So they have the GDP data. So yun lang po ang pula ngayong araw. It's just the GDP of the European zone. So malamang ito ang inaantay nila para magkaroon ng yan yung inaantay nila para to lead ang market sa euro against the other currencies. So probably if they will be getting good data out of this, probably the market will trade it, no po. Pero if ano ba ang inaasahan sa European zone ngayon? It's still negative. So ang malaking factor din po diyan yung ano din, yung pag-open up ng mga economies ng European zone sa yung pag-open up ng kanilang mga economies dahil di ba lately nagkaroon ng lockdown sa mga yan because of the new strain ng COVID. So malamang kaysa hindi, the market will also take that into consideration sa kanilang trading, ano po. So yan po ang ating titingnan ngayon, whether the market will heed kung anumang magandang news sa gross domestic product nila, or siyempre related yan, yung opening up ng economy dahil sa COVID pandemic will also affect yung magiging gross domestic product reading po nila in the next quarter. So if they are to remain close, then you can probably expect na yung next na reading nila magiging negative pa rin po. So that is how the market looks at these things, ano po. So hindi lang yung ay ito maganda yung ano niya, ito yung maganda yung data niya, yung implication ng data ang tinitingnan ng market. So kung wala na pong katanungan, thank you for joining us today and hope to see you all again tomorrow po.